While most Americans sit around waiting for the U.S. economy to return to normal, there's a never-ending parade of jobs, businesses and wealth heading out of the United States. The jobs and businesses that are leaving are gone for good and will not be coming back. This is causing unemployment to go through the roof and government debt to skyrocket. All the while, it seems as though our politicians are doing nothing about it. There are officially 6.2 million Americans that have been unemployed for more than 6 months, and it now takes the average unemployed worker in America nearly 40 weeks to find a new job. To get an idea of what has happened to American wealth, American households are now $7.7 trillion poorer than they were back in the year 2007. In the past 4 years alone, the number of Americans on food stamps has risen by 18 million. The fact remains that the American economy is in a downward spiral, and the statistics show that the chances of an economic recovery are slim to none. If you grow an economy or any system up against its limits, it then stops growing and either changes form or breaks down. The American economic system has hit its limit. Corporate greed has pushed too many good jobs overseas, and the central banks have done nothing but crush the value of the American dollar to the point of no return. The Wall Street financial geniuses that crushed the mortgage markets have somehow escaped the hand of the law, and the American people have been left with a rotting infrastructure and an insurmountable amount of debt. Another unfortunate side effect of the American economic collapse is the total destruction of the middle class. Do you remember when the idea of receiving a college education, landing a good job, buying a home, raising a family, and enjoying all of the wonderful things that America has to offer was more than just a dream? It was an idea that was attainable. When most of us were growing up, we understood that there was an unspoken promise that if we got good grades, stayed out of trouble, worked really hard and did everything we were told to do, the system would reward us. As large numbers of hard-working people continue to fall out of the middle class, there's a growing sense that the system has failed us. Just to give you an idea of the wealth disparity that exists in this country. Did you know that the wealthiest 1% of all Americans now control 40% of all the wealth in this country? The poorest 50% of all Americans now control just 2.5% of all the wealth. According to the Washington Post, the average yearly income of the bottom 90% of all U.S. income earners is just $31,244. In fact, only the top 5% of all U.S. households have earned enough additional income to match the rise in housing costs since 1975. Another disturbing fact is that half of all American workers make $505 or less per week. 17 million college graduates are currently working at jobs that do not require a college degree. Perhaps the most disturbing fact of all: 1 out of every 4 American children survives on food stamps. The intention of this video is not to fill your day with doom and gloom, but rather to make you aware of the inevitable physical reality that you will soon face. It is perfectly natural to be afraid. The American lifestyle is in the process of being changed forever. What you can do is release your fear and start getting prepared. Nobody knows what the future will bring in the coming months and years. When the American financial system collapses, it will be tough going for a while, but history has shown that American people are resilient.